Greetings everyone. In this video, I am going to cover the following topics that are frequently asked of me. You see the topics here. So please take a moment, pause the video and read them if you want. Let's quickly begin with the first topic. Quickly remembering the best settings for Dreamboot training on Shivam Google Colab and how to continue using previously trained Google Colab model after a session restart, e.g. terminate session, close your browser or reconnect later by setting correct path and executing necessary scripts. So you see, this is a Google Colab notebook that I did training yesterday by using this tutorial video. This is awesome tutorial video, still up to date, and make sure that you watch it if you haven't watched it yet. Okay, so let's begin with reconnecting. Okay, after reconnecting, make sure that you click here and check whether you have GPU or not, because Google will provide you GPU for a certain time for every day. Then let's begin with click install requirements. This is something that you have to do every time that you are going to use Google Colab for Stable Diffusion. Okay, all got installed and we have no errors and the messages are here. You don't need to log in the Hugging Face anymore, just skip that part and click Xformers. This is pretty important to speed up our both training and image generation and use lesser VRAM. Okay, it is also done. Now it is very important here, we are checking save to G drive. If you don't check this checkbox, then the files won't be saved on your G drive, Google Drive, and you won't be able to use them. And this is the model name that we are going to use. This will download this model from Hugging Face official repository. So it will download the necessary files from this repository, from the main branch and these files. And this is important, output directory. This is defining where the files will be saved. Now I am opening my Google Drive. Make sure that you are logged into your correct email by checking here, as you can see. And you see I have defined Stable Diffusion weights OHWX. And when I open my Google Drive, I am going to see that folder exists in here. You see Stable Diffusion weights, I am entering inside it, and you see I am seeing OHWX, I am entering inside it, and there is 0 and 960. 0 means that initial training files, and 960 means the step that it was trained up until the checkpoint saved. So inside here we will see a bunch of folders. I will explain them. Okay, also in the bottom it shows that where will be this weight saved. This is how you are setting your G drive path. Okay, it starts with content, drive, and my drive. This is always be there. This will be always be there to access your Google Drive folder, and this is the folder it is saved in. So I am clicking this. It is important. It will ask me to allow permission to connect, and I will allow, and then I will click allow, and we will see a green check mark here, and it will tell us that we are able to access Google Drive files in this Google Colab notebook. And yes, we got green check mark. So how did I set up? Instance prompt, photo of OHWX man, OHWX my rare token, man is my class, and these two are my auxiliary words, and my class prompt is photo of a man. You should watch transform your selfie into a stunning AI avatar video. It is using this Google Colab and explaining a lot of details. And if you are wondering and if you want to learn even more technical details, then you should watch Zero to Hero Stable Diffusion Dreamboot tutorial. It uses automatic 1111, but I am explaining even more depth of Dreamboot training. Instance data directory, this is the directory where our uploaded training data images will be saved. You see this starts with content instead of starting with content drive, my drive. Therefore this directory will be saved in the runtime directory in here, and they will get erased once we terminate our session. If you want them to be saved in your Google Drive, then you should set them like this. I haven't tried, but it should work actually. And the class data directory, so this is the directory where the classification images will be saved. So you can also change this like this, and it should be saved in your Google Drive, and it should be permanent. So this is the setting for training your face. If you are a woman, just use woman. Okay, I'm just skipping that part. And in here we are clicking this button to upload our images. I have used this image of myself as a training dataset. You see only 12 images, different poses, different clothes, different backgrounds. These are extremely important to obtain good results. And this is the setup for training. So in the setup, what did I change? I have changed the number of class images to 300, sample batch size as 8, and max train steps as 960. You see this is 80 epochs equal to 80 epochs. And the save samples prompt photo of OHWX man, it will save what it has learned as a sample. Actually, samples are saved in here, and these are the sample images out of training. With proper prompting, you can obtain awesome results based on the model it has learned. So you see, you will see the downloading messages in here, and you may get some warning messages like here, CUDA setup warning, and you can just ignore them. They are working just fine. Also, this repository is properly maintained by the Shivam, so he is updating whenever it gets broken. Okay, now we are skipping the part for weight training because it is already trained. And now, how am I going to give the director path to generate images after a restart, after we have closed our browser and we did start again? So this is weights directory. In here, I am going to enter the path of my weights, which is going to start with content drive, my drive. Okay, I will just manually type for you to understand. You are going to use this path every time to access your Google Drive folder, and inside here, where are my weights are located? You see stable diffusion weights in here. This is the folder weight we got. I click it, rename, and I copy its name. Then the weights are saved inside where I am entering in here. I am also copying this folder name with like this. Okay, and in here the weights are saved in this folder. This is 960 step weights. So after training, there happens 960 steps because I did set it like that, and it will save the weights at that moment because the save interval is 10K. If you have a big Google Drive like 50 gigabytes or 1 terabyte, then you can reduce this save interval to save multiple checkpoints during your training, and you can then compare them and how they are working good or not. So I am going to provide 960 step like this. Let me show you. Okay, this is the weights folder. Just click it and it will set the weights folder like this. And now when I click run, generate a grid preview of images from last saved weights, it should properly generate images. And yes, it has generated new images. Actually, I wonder if we can change the prompt here. Okay, it's not necessary. Okay, now this is also important. If you want to generate a CKPT file, then we are going to use this. And you don't need to check this out. Actually, it will generate a 4 GB file if you have a space, and they will be saved inside our weights directory, which is in here. Let's try it. Okay, it is done. As you can see, there are several messages, and in the bottom we are seeing a message CKPT saved at this folder. Let's check it out, and then we will be able to download it. I am just refreshing the folder to see it. Okay, and it is still not here. Let's check it out again. Okay, it should be here actually. Let's also refresh again. Maybe it will take some time to arrive. Okay, it shows that we are okay. You see, it has arrived. Now I can just right click and download it, and I can use it inside my Automatic 1111 web UI by putting that inside the models folder. If you don't know how to use Automatic 1111 web UI, I have excellent tutorials for that as well. Let me open the playlist and show you. So in here, first you can watch this easiest ways to install, to learn how to install it. You can also then watch this video to learn how to use custom models. And I also have other videos for training and other things. You can check the entire playlist. Okay, let's continue. So this is how we generate a CKPT file to use in web UI or in other Stable Diffusion UIs. And now inference time, it should just right away work. First we need to click this and run this script to install necessary scripts, and you see it is also setting the model path as the weights directory, and since we did set weights directory here, it should just work fine. This is how we are setting the weights directory. This is really important because when we use custom models or other things, we are going to set it manually, and when we clone our training into a new Google Drive, then this is the way we are going to give its path. Okay, it is completed with a green check mark. It has given some warnings, but you can just ignore them. It is working. And this is the seed. This is something that I am going to hopefully explain in the next video, how seed works, how stable diffusion works, how all of these things are working in technical details. So stay subscribed to watch it. Now we can generate our images. Let's just first type photo of OHWX man, and let's see what image we are going to get. This is not stylized, this will be a default image. It is also nice that now Google Colab is showing the GPU RAM which is being used with exact values. This is very nice. Okay, it has generated 4 images of my face. They are not very good quality because we didn't provide any positive prompts and negative prompts. And let me show you them. Now I will show you a stylized query, and it started using more VRAM obviously, and it has generated 4 samples because we did set it as a 4. Okay, I am generating another sample, and you are seeing 1.5 IT per second. Since we are generating 4 samples simultaneously, it is actually 6 IT per second, which is a very decent speed actually, if you ask me. Okay, and if you increase this number, it will increase your VRAM memory usage. Okay, I have applied by Tomer Hanukkah style, and I didn't add any other you see prompts, and I have just typed some basic negative prompts, and you see it is extremely stylized, so there is no overtraining. And when you are working with stable diffusion, you should generate hundreds of images to pick the best ones that you like. Now we can move to the next topic we are going to cover. So far we have covered the first 2 topics. How to clone your previously trained Google Colab model into a different Gmail account to continue using that if you wish. This is also a very frequently asked thing to me. To do that, go to the OHWX and enter inside 960. It may be different in you because this is the number of steps you have trained your model. And in here, just click here and click download. It will zip the files and download them. Once the download has been completed, you will see 2 files. One will start with the step count, the folder name, in my case 960, and then you are going to see Diffusion PyTorch model file. This is the unit file. It is not being added inside zip folder, so totally you are going to get like over 4 GB file. Then we are going to upload it into a new Google Drive. First of all, I will just close this instance because I will continue from there. To do that, I am just clicking disconnect and delete runtime. Then I will log into my other Gmail Google Drive to upload there. Okay, I have logged into my new drive, and how am I going to upload it here? Now let me show you that. First, you are going to extract this zip file into a folder. Okay, I have put them inside another folder for make it easier to see for you. Right click and extract in here. If you don't have WinRAR, then you will have another extraction option in Windows. Then we are also going to put this binary file inside this folder, and inside here UNet. This is really important because the Google Colab Shivam code will look for this file inside this folder. Then you are ready. Just upload this into your Google Drive. How to do that? Go to your Google Drive, and in here right click, and in here click folder upload. When you click folder upload, make you choose the folder, so it is inside here 96 for me, and just click upload, and it will upload all of the files. It may take a while depending on your upload speed. Okay, upload has been completed. Now let's check out the files. So we are seeing the sample scheduler, text encoder, tokenizer, and inside there we have other files. Inside UNet, you see we have the diffusion. Now we are ready to use the Google Colab in this email. To do that, I went to the description of the initial video and clicking the Google Colab in here, it will open the default, you see it, the default notebook, and in here I'm just going to file and save a copy in Drive. It will save a copy in the Drive of my Neve logged in email. Okay, now it is saved inside my Neve email Google Drive. When I check it inside here, I should see Google Colabs, and you see it is here. Now I need to set the directory path as I have just shown you. So the directory path will be like this. Let me show. By the way, if you are going to make a Neve training, you need to set it here. But if you are not going to make Neve training, you just need to set it here. Weights directory, content my drive, and let's copy paste the path again. So if you put it inside a Neve path, it is just fine. First click 960. Okay, then yeah, it is like that, nothing else, because currently all of the weights are saved inside 960 folder, and that's it. Just click this button. Currently we are not connected, and then you will be able to generate images. But first, of course, as usual, you have to first click install requirements, install Xformers. You don't need these settings because you are not going to make another training, or you don't need this concept list as well. You just need to set then weights directory. Actually, let's make it to see, to show you if it is working. Okay, I am connected, just checking I have GPU. Yes, I am clicking install requirements. Okay, it is done. As a next step, we are clicking install Xformers. It takes only a couple of seconds. Okay, it is done. We are just going directly to first, but there is one important thing, which is actually we need to click this part, because otherwise it won't be able to access our Google Drive. So I am clicking save to Google Drive. When you double click here, it will be closed like this, and then I am clicking this to allow it to access my Google Drive. Otherwise you won't be able to. Okay, just click allow. Okay, now we got a green check mark, and then we are moving to weights directory. We are setting it with clicking here, and it is set as content drive my drive weights directory, where I have uploaded the weights. Let's continue to do inference tab, first clicking it here. Okay, in the inference tab we got an error because it is looking exactly the diffusion PyTorch model.bin. However, when it is downloaded from the Google Drive, it is not exactly named like this. You see there is also dash and 002. Therefore, we need to rename this file. Just click rename and remove dash 002. Make it exactly like asked in here. So it is renamed, and then it should just work fine. I am clicking it again here. Okay, no errors this time, just the same warnings. Now we should be able to generate our own images. Let's try photo of OHWX man. We are still inside our cloned new cloned Gmail drive. Okay, we got our sample image with just a simple prompt, so it is working exactly as we wanted in our new cloned drive. Now we can move to the next topic, how to generate a CKPT file. We already showed that, and how to generate necessary files from a CKPT or safe tensor files to upload Google Drive and use in Shibam Google Colab. First of all, to doing that, we are going to need to use automatic 1111. For demonstration purposes, I am going to use Cheese Daddy's Landscapes Mix from sweetai.com. I am going to download the safe tensor file, and I will generate the necessary files by using this file. You can also use CKPT file. It is just fine and working the same way. It is getting downloaded. Okay, after the safe tensor file downloaded, I did just put it inside the models table diffusion folder in the automatic 1111. Now we are ready to use it. Let's open our Stable Diffusion and let's click refresh, and in here I will just select that model file. Okay, I just did a test with a simple prompt, beautiful garden. This is the image we got, as you can see, and the model is selected. Then we are going to use Dreamboot extension. You can install it from extensions, and in here we are going to generate a new model to generate necessary files. Let's say let's give it a name as gardens. Okay, and the source checkpoint will be our new downloaded safe tensor file. Okay, after I did click refresh, it is arrived. Cheese dedi 30 safe tensors, and okay, let's just click create. Okay, model has been generated. You see converting UNet via text encoder, so it has generated necessary diffusers files to use them in our Google Colab. So where it is saved, it is saved inside this folder. It is showing you your installation folder, models, Dreamboot, gardens, and working, and then I am entering inside there. So inside models, Dreamboot, in here, and in here it is gardens, and in here working. And these are the files that we are going to upload into our Google Drive. So I'm going to open my Google Drive and I will just drag and drop the folder, so it should work like this. Okay, it is going to upload everything to there. Okay, so all the files have been uploaded into working directory. Since this was the name, I will just rename it as test1. Okay, then we will restart our session because it is already closed. Therefore, just click reconnect. Make sure that you are using the same Gmail account of the Google Drive that you have uploaded. Okay, we got our GPU, first install requirements. Okay, next we do install Xformers, the second step. Okay, third we click settings and run to access Google Drive, otherwise it won't access there. Okay, third step, we are setting the directory, so it is inside now test1 directory like this. So we are just going to type here test1 and click hit, and it will be saved as the weights directory, content drive, my drive, test1. Okay, inference is here, just click it. Okay, it is done. We got bunch of warnings, but it should work fine. Now I will execute the same command as we did in here, beautiful garden, that's it, and just hit run. Okay, we got our image exactly same style as we got on automatic 1111, and it is working perfectly fine. Now the next thing we are going to do, how to generate images indefinitely with given prompt and save them in a Google Drive folder when using Shivam Google Colab. To do that, we are going to modify the script here. To do that, just double click on this screen. It will open the script folder like this. Then we are going to modify this part of script with this. So it is going to import OS library, and this is the folder where we want to save. Let's say, okay, save it images like this, and it will save all of the images inside this folder. We also need to import UID like this, and it should work fine. Just let's test it. By the way, this will indefinitely generate images because it is inside a while loop that never ends. And let's go into our drive. Okay, we got, okay, saved images in here, and they will appear there. Okay, they started to appear. You see they are getting saved like this. So with this script modification, you can indefinitely generate images and save them. It is so simple. Okay, now the final one of the final things, how to use Hugging Face Stable Diffusion repositories directly on Shivam Google Colab. It is so easy actually, both for training and both for image generation. I will now show you for image generation. For training, you just need to change the model name that we set here. Let me double click here. Okay, just the setting here. So let's open an example. For example, anything v3. By the way, you have to be careful with that. The repository on Hugging Face contains text encoder, tokenizer unit. These are actually the stable diffusion diffuser files, the original training files. Therefore, if there is only a CKPT file or safe tensors, it may not work, but if there are tokenizer unit and VIA, it will work. If there is only CKPT file, you can download it, run the automatic 1111 and generate training files and upload that as just we did. So I'm just copying. For copy, click here. Let me show, zoom. Then go to here and paste it here. This will be used as a base training model if you want to train. If you don't want to train, what you need to change is go to the inference tab, actually go to the weights directory tab here and just paste it like this. And I need to click this play button. Okay, it is set as this, and then I need to click inference because it will reload the model, and you will see it is downloading all of the files inside that repository. This is extremely faster than you are uploading your model files, the diffuser files, into your Google Drive and giving its path. As you can see, this is much faster. Okay, it is already done. The files are downloaded into the temporary drive, and then it is loaded. Now we will be able to generate images based on the anything v3. So let's set another prompt here. Okay, I did set as fantastic futuristic tank, and you can, if you could double click here, it will close the script part, and you see images are now being generated and save it in our folder by using the anything v3 model, which is one of the very good models on the stable diffusion right now. I didn't provide any other negative prompt or positive prompt, therefore the images are not that much better quality, but this is certainly from anything v3 model and it is working just fine. So as the last thing, stable diffusion diffusers. Actually, the stable diffusion diffusers are the files shown, put in here. For example, this tokenizer JSON and UNet file in here, it is binary file. It is the raw file, or the, let's see, VIA file in here. As I said, I will hopefully make another video to explain to you what are VIA or tokenizer, the text encoder and other things. Okay, these are all for today. We have covered all of the topics here. I hope you have enjoyed and learned new stuff. If you like, subscribe, leave a comment. I would appreciate that very much. You can also join our channel and support us. Also, if you support us on Patreon, I would appreciate that very much. Currently, we have 15 patrons and I appreciate them very much. Also, I am open to consulting services if you are interested in via Patreon donation. Also, make sure that you join our Discord channel and ask any questions you have from there. Hopefully see you in another video.